Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is the third lecture in our lecture series for indoor environmental quality for LEED Green Associate exam, as well as those who want to learn more about the sustainable practices. We will cover all these sections in details. Let's begin. Till now we have covered 2 prerequisites and 4 credits in this category. Today we will cover 3 credits. The other 3 credits, they are thermal comfort, interior lighting and daylight. The first credit which we are going to discuss today is thermal comfort, and LEED gives you 1 point for this credit, and the intent is to promote occupants' productivity, comfort and well-being by providing quality thermal comfort. Well, for achieving this credit, we have to achieve certain requirements for both thermal comfort design and thermal comfort control. Under thermal comfort design, there are 2 options for achieving this. We can pick one among them, and for thermal comfort control, there is only one option. We will discuss. As I mentioned, there are 2 options for achieving this requirement thermal comfort design. So in this particular credit, we will discuss 2 standards for design of HVAC system and building envelope. So option 1 is based on ASHRAE standard 55 2010. So for the design of HVAC system, so HVAC system, as you know, it's heating, ventilating and air conditioning system. So, and for the building envelope, they need to meet the requirements as per ASHRAE standard 55 2010 thermal comfort condition for human occupancy, or it can be a local equivalent. Option 2 is ISO standards and SEN standard. So ISO standard is ISO 7730 2005, and it deals with the ergonomics of thermal environment, analytical determination and interpretation of thermal comfort using the calculation of PMV and PPD indices and the local thermal comfort criteria. So PMV is predicted mean vote and PPD is predicted percentage of dissatisfied. So this PMV indices that has 6 variables: air temperature, air velocity, relative humidity, mean radiant temperature, clothing insulation and metabolism rate. So this PPD is calculated using PMV. Once the PMV is calculated, the PPD or the index that established a quantitative prediction of the percentage of thermally dissatisfied occupants. So next code is SEN standard EN 15251 2007. So it based on the indoor environmental input parameters for design and assessment of energy performance of building, addressing air quality, thermal environment, lighting and acoustics. So for all these things, we need to follow SEN standard EN 15251 2007. So these are the 3 codes we need to remember. Now let's look on to the next requirement, that is regarding thermal comfort control. Provide individual thermal comfort control for at least 50% of individual occupant spaces. Provide group thermal comfort control for all shared multi-occupant spaces and for any individual occupant spaces without individual control. Thermal comfort control allow occupants, whether in individual spaces or shared multi-occupant spaces, to adjust at least one of the following in their local environment: air temperature, radiant temperature, airspeed and humidity. Next credit is interior lighting. Not like thermal comfort, it has 2 points. The intent is to promote occupants' productivity, comfort and well-being by providing high quality lighting. There are two options for achieving this credit. Select one or both of the following option. Option 1 is lighting control, and here LEED award you 1 point. For at least 90% of individual occupant spaces, provide individual lighting controls that enables occupant to adjust the lighting to suit their individual tasks and preferences with at least 3 lighting levels or scenes. The 3 lighting levels are on, off, or mid-level. The mid-level is basically 30% to 70% of the maximum illumination level, and it not including the daylight contributions. Now let's look how it's worked for multi-occupant spaces. So for all the shared multi-occupant spaces, we need to comply all this requirement. Requirement 1, have multi-zone control system in places that enable occupants to adjust lighting to meet group needs and preferences with at least 3 lighting level or scenes on, off, mid-level as mentioned for those individual occupant rooms. Then lighting for any presentation or projection wall must be separately controlled. Switches or manual control must be located in the same place as the control luminaires. And finally, a person operating the control must have a direct line of sight to the control luminaires. Second option is regarding lighting quality, and here also you can get 1 point. So there are listed some strategies we need to choose for among them. So the first strategy is for regularly occupied spaces, use light fixture with a luminance of less than 2500 candela per meter square, that is the unit of luminance, and it should be between 45 and 90 degrees from nadir. And then exceptions are also there for wall wash fixtures properly aimed at walls and for indirect uplifting fixtures. Then for the entire project, it's the second point. For the entire project, use light sources with CRI. CRI is color rendering index of 80 or higher. Exceptions include lamps or fixtures specially designed to provide color lighting for effects, site lighting, or other special use. And this third option is, or the third strategy is, for 75% of the total connected lighting load, use light sources that have a rated life or L70 for LED sources of at least 24,000 hours, that is at 3 hours per start if applicable. Other strategies include use directly overhead lighting for 25% or less of the total connected lighting load for all regularly occupied spaces. Then for 90% of the regularly occupied floor area, meet the following threshold for area weighted average surface reflectance: 85% for ceiling, 60% for walls, and 25% for floors. Then, if furniture is included in the scope of work, select furniture finishes to meet the following threshold for area weighted average surface reflectance: 45% for work surfaces and 50% for movable partitions. For 75% of the regularly occupied floor area, meet ratio of average wall surface illuminance excluding fenestration to average work plane or surface if defined, illuminance that does not exceed 1:10 ratio. And also must meet strategy E, strategy F, or demonstrate area weighted surfaces reflectance of 60% for walls. And the final strategy is for 75% of the regularly occupied floor area, meet the ratio of average ceiling illuminance excluding fenestration to work surface illuminance that does not exceed 1:10 ratio. Also meet strategy E, strategy F, or demonstrate area weighted surface reflectance of 85% for ceiling. Next credit is regarding daylight. and it can get 3 points. The intent is to connect building occupants with outdoor or influence circadian rhythms and reduce the use of electrical lighting by introducing daylight into the spaces. Provide manual or automatic layer control devices for all regularly occupied spaces in order to achieve this credit, and we need to select one option among the 3 given option. So option 1 is simulation spatial daylight autonomy. Except healthcare, it get 2 to 3 points, and for healthcare it can get up to 1 to 2 points. For achieving this option, demonstrate through annual computed simulation that spatial daylight autonomy of at least 55%, 75%, or 90% is achieved. Use regularly occupied floor area. And for healthcare project, it should use the perimeter area determined under environmental quality views, environmental quality credit views. Points are awarded according to the table. Here we can see new construction, residential, school, retail, data center, warehouses and distribution center, and then hospitality, STA of 55%, 75%, and the points awarded for each also mentioned, and same for the healthcare. Option 2 is simulation illuminance calculation. Here we can get up to 1 to 2 points. For achieving it, demonstrate through computer modeling that illuminance level will be between 300 lux and 3000 lux for 9 am and 3 pm, both on a clear sky day at the equinox for the floor area indicated in the table, and use regularly occupied floor area. Healthcare projects should use the perimeter area determined under environmental quality credit quality views. So here the table shows the points for daylight floor area, and here you can see the percentage of regularly occupied floor area given for this healthcare and except healthcare, and the points awarded. Option 3 is measurements. So here except healthcare can get 2 to 3 points, and for healthcare can get 1 to 2 points. So here we need to achieve illuminance level between 300 lux and 3000 lux for the floor area indicated in the table. So here you can see percentage of regularly occupied floor area for 75%, 90%, and the points awarded for this healthcare and except healthcare is shown. Today we have covered about 3 credits in this category under environmental quality, and tomorrow we will cover the remaining credits. There are 2 remaining credits in this category. So yeah, till then, bye.